All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is September 13, 2023. I am your host, Luis Palacio, with my co-host, Chris.
Yo, 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 it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. We're back at it again. It's been a very exciting 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're definitely happy to recap it with you guys.
Yeah, so we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as you do. Let's make sure that we remind everybody that we are part of the Professors Network. Let's check us out at professorsnetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people to work with between Ken, Adam, Jamal, Mike, Justin, everybody there. Wonderful people. So check them out and check us out over there. So I know I'm a little bit fast when it comes down to that, but mostly because I wanted to actually start talking here. We have 2 weeks worth of recaps to really do. Why didn't we do the podcast last week? I felt like we actually didn't have much to cover. Most of the news really dropped like the day after technically we were supposed to podcast. So I feel like if we actually were to do the podcast then, we really didn't. I didn't feel like we actually, were able to cover what we were going to cover this week anyways, and then we had everything like piled together anyway. So regardless of how it may be, I think it was a good decision. Plus, I mean, it's been kind of like on and on for the last month, so we really needed a little bit break. We did cover all the Go Fest and everything, and we definitely still had so much fun from what we had anyways, but we need a break. We need a time to, even if it was a week, still. We still love the game, don't worry about it. We're still going to talk about it. But it's been an interesting 2 weeks for sure, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even so far after Pokemon Go Fest, it's been insane.
Yeah, definitely. Well, in the recap section today, we do have, I want to say, like 3 events, or technically 3 events, because it's mostly Charmander Community Day Classic. We do have the Ultra Unlock Part 1 and 2, the Paldea, and the season. So technically it's like all these things are just all at once, plus some news today anyways. But yeah, I it's been interesting to say that everybody's been going crazy. The bonuses are amazing. If you are a grinder and people are trying to get to level 40 for the Mew quest and everything, this definitely was the 2 weeks to do it. But yeah, let's get into a holds. Chris, what'd you get?
Yeah, let me take a look. I'm not gonna lie. Should have already had it. I just had the search screen up. But yeah, let's do this. Shiny and 4-star. I will start off by saying I only saw 1 Frigiback so far.
Lucky.
Level 1. And that's it. Horrible IVs. It looks like everything started with a Hundo Baneri, which I got on the 4th. I did a...
The Mega Bella Delfina.
Oh, yeah, the Mega Belle Delphine. I had a 98, so I started working on this one as my new Mega Lopunny.
Heck yeah.
I did get a shiny female Litleo. I don't know if I have the male yet.
The male is the rarest one, yeah.
Yeah. I have another shiny Teddy Ursa to add to the squad. A level 1 shiny Buizel. I didn't even know I caught it until after, like 2 days after, but I had a Hundo Quaxley I found in the wild.
Nice.
A shiny Hoppip. I was able to get a shiny male Lechonk pretty fast. And then another shiny Buizel, another shiny Buizel, and then a second male shiny Lechonk from an Adventure Incense. And then I traded for a shiny Snorunt. I traded them a male, and I got a female. Neither of them were really good. We were kind of hoping for lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really all I got when it comes to Hundos and shinies. Other than that, it's just been... Oh, I did get a really good Shadow Zapdos that I can purify for a Hundo. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, you got that. Oh, my God. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Other than that, it's been like some 98s, some good ranked starters for Paldea. Very excited to hunt those. 98 Jangmo-O. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun to be out hunting right now, especially with all the new Pokemon. So a lot to prepare for. But yeah, tell me all about your 2 week haul, buddy.
2 week haul. There we go. Let's go with the shiny first. Yeah. Then after GoFest, we actually got a couple of things. So mostly community day shinies, so it hasn't been too bad. I think I got like 20 plus shiny Charmanders. One of them being probably one of the best shinies in the world. Chris knows about this because it's not
I was
just the
like, as soon as you sent the Discord message, I was like, I already know.
So yes, I actually, if you're not in Twitch right now, I am showing my Shando Charizard, which was long overdue at this point after how many community days we had, Charmander Community Day and recaps.
3.5.
3.5, bro. It's like we had regular classic that we had or I'm sorry, we had regular community day, we had the second community day, we had 2 Decembers where Charmander was part of it too. So then some other events. I mean, Charmander has just been everywhere, anyways. But yes, after 7.5 years, I have finally had a Shando Charizard, which is my mega. With my DDK, I have 18 more days before I'm actually able to like max it out and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I got a shiny Scyther. If Drowsy wants to, make me talk today. Thank you, Drowsy.
Level 1.
I know, level 1 shiny Scyther. That's pretty cool. Although I would have imagined it would have been nice MPVP IVs. Okay. Shiny Fletchling, shiny Lechonk.
Female.
And shiny.
I think it's a 50-50 split though.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Although a lot of people have been getting the mail more than anything, but yeah, and a shiny Hoppet. So shiny wise, it hasn't been too bad. I mean, technically the chunk has been the chase since the PALDEA has started. As for Hundos, on the same day actually of the Charizard, I did also get another Charmander. So a lot of call outs out there, so it was kind of nice. I did get another Charmander regardless of how it may be. It wasn't a Shando, but it was another one anyways. After that, I think the only other thing that I can probably talk about was the Pavilion. But I think the Pavilion, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Or the last podcast. I shouldn't really say last week.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I remember you getting anything wild.
Yeah.
I mean, your friend had a Hundo Cartana run, and that was heartbreaking.
That was a little heartbreaking, yeah. What else? I mean, my friend was just defeated after that time.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I claimed my showcases rewards right here. So I got one nimble to rank 1. Everything else is either 2 or 9. So I will get a couple of rewards here. Two Mushroom Lures.
Yeah,
Star
I was
Piece,
definitely excited.
Renny Lures, nice.
It gave me an incense and a magnetic lure.
Yeah,
from this one, so I was pretty happy.
the amount of premium items that I get from this has been insane. Like I have a lot of lures that I typically usually don't have anyways. So it's been quite a grind when it comes down to those things. So can't complain. Let's recap, of course. You already know what I got in Charmander. Community Day. Oh God, I'm sorry. Like the biggest yawn I had all day today. Charmander Community Day, of course, it was fun. I was hanging out with Fran. And then we just ran around getting shinies, getting hundos, and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. She was actually kind of surprised when I did get the Shando. It was in the worst place ever, too. But I clicked on it, and I knew the CP at that point. I was like, oh my God. Unbelievable. That would have been insane when it come down to it. But my friend was just like, but I only got the Hundo. Yeah, well, that's how it is. I'm guessing you didn't really play Community Day Classic that much.
No. I played like an hour and a half, 2 hours max, and there was no weather boost.
Yeah.
So
PvP
like
PvP.
Yeah, some decent PvP, but nothing crazy. I honestly think I only evolved like 1 or 2 Charizards. But for the most part, honestly, the most fun I had was doing a raid and adding like 10 people. I really like that feature because the XP grind is awesome. Even though we're both level 50, It's still good to get gifts and get items too, if anything.
Good. But yeah, it's been quite interesting. So the new season is here. Technically, we were supposed to really cover that, but we kind of covered that because most of the information came out before the season started anyway. But new season, the season of Adventures Abound is Abound, just like they want us to say, anyways. With the addition, the Ultra Unlocks being just part of the season right now. The Ultra Unlocks has been really good. I did 4 times experience for just anything. Like I think it's just catching Pokemons. Has been insane. 4 times Stardust for catching Pokemons. Everybody with the Lucky Egg going, the ham, We also have the Paldea release. We have Sprigatito, Quastly, and Fuecoco, which is best starter road. And the other day, it has
to flame more.
I know, right? It's kind of nice to see a little bit of everything around. Quastly, Fuecoco, and Sprigatito definitely have a different color scheme when it comes down to it. That it feels really good in the map, and that this Quastly just runs away anyways. Nimble and Lechonk has also been released throughout this. In part 1, of course, because part 1, it's all about that. It was just a small little release, only like 4 Pokemons. 4 or 5. What was the other one in part 1? Do you remember? I think that was it.
Yeah, the first one was the 3 starters in Lechonk, and then Bombardier.
No, Bombardier was part 2.
Bombardier was part 2?
Yeah.
Then part 2 was Bombardier,
Pomni, and
Frigibax,
Nimble, and Frigibax, yeah.
Nimble, yeah.
Yeah, so we had some...
actually, yeah, Nimble was definitely part 2, because it was Lechonk, the first one, yeah.
Yeah, Lechonk definitely was the first part. We did have boosted Pokemon shinies in a while. Fledgling, Weasel, Hoppit, and Houndour, which, if you don't know, those were the starter Pokemons, or the starter route Pokemons that you can find in the Scarlet and Violet out there. So, and that's pretty much it when it comes down to it. Of course, Bombardier being in race only, we had the unknowns in level 1 raids. So you may think that it's not as exciting, but I mean, just seeing a brand new Pokemon out there is actually exciting as it is. And then the hunt for Lechonk was actually like a really good grind for a lot of us,
Honestly, the event's a bit longer than I thought too.
Yeah.
So getting the extra large even has been pretty easy.
It has been, and of course, just getting the extra large candy for all the Pokemon, especially the starters, because you kind of want to have a little head start ready to go. Which in the end, it won't really matter because you'll hash them from eggs as much as possible once the event technically ends. So, drowsy, stop. Yeah, but it's one of the things. Now, it's definitely one thing to say that this event is okay. I'm not saying it's like the greatest event in the world. It could have used some better Ray bosses and everything, which I'm still not sure why they didn't put shiny Ray bosses in the first 2 weeks. Which is interesting, I guess. However, then maybe it is still a starter event. So if you are a person who uses the Gold Plus Plus or the Plus or any of the other devices that we usually use, your Pokeball drainage was done. Your storage from GoFest and everything before then was gone after this 2 weeks. Because, I mean, just in the end of the day, having to catch them has not been easy. It's just the same rate as a regular starter, and you don't want that no matter how much you look at it.
Yeah, one of the people on Switch Masters was sharing their screen like while they were doing GBL. And I was like, man, you got no golden raspberries, because he was catching something. He's like, yeah, man, these starters are no joke. It's like, he's not kidding.
Yeah, so in the end of the day, it's still a pretty good event. It's just that you really had to restock and grind at the same time if you really want to take advantage. But, I mean, I know we have a couple days left on it, I think. Like maybe a day or 2. Or is it already over today?
It should be ending, like, since we just got the showcase, I can't imagine it's going too much longer.
Yeah, it says right here a day and 22 more hours. So basically 2 more days. A little less than 2 days, but regardless of how it may be, Okay. Friggerbest is probably the rarest Pokemon you can actually find. I still have not seen one. Chris was lucky enough to see one, of course.
It's just a repeat of Gibble.
Yeah.
Because Gibble was this rare when it
Uh,
first came out.
I don't know. I felt like Gibble was probably just a little bit easier to find. I did remember seeing Gibble a little more, spawning a lot more than usual.
I think the only reason, at least for us, is we get sunny weather all the time.
Yeah. Or rainy. Or
'cause-
rainy. Where Gumi really likes to hang out.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I saw Gibble, and like it spawned a few other times, obviously, because like I know people who use radars, and they were saying like they knew where to find them.
Yeah.
But like the first time I saw Gibble, I remember I didn't see one for like a month or two after that. But yeah, it definitely feels like Frigibax is going to be that rare, if not more rare for us, because we live in Florida. We don't see the snow, so we gotta wait for that wind.
I mean, we are kind of getting into the winter season, fall season, so maybe a little bit more wind.
Snow?
Wind? No, no,
Snow?
no. Hold on. I never said snow. I never said snow because that will never be happen unless we have a global warming catastrophe kind of thing.
Global cooling down here, yeah.
I know, right? But windy weather could be a little more frequently just because it is starting to cool off a little bit from the summer. The summer was insanely hot anyways, but you know.
That's fair.
If anybody was living in United States at the time, you know that it's been hot. It's been probably one of the hottest in record-breaking months, summers. Anyways, we're not here to talk about weather. We're just here to talk about Pokemon Go. So after that, I don't know. I guess we can probably give a rating to this Ultra Unlock. What do you got? What do you think?
I would probably give it an 8.5 or 9. Because like don't get me wrong, it wasn't as crazy, because like in the past we've gotten regional shinies unlocked for the Ultra Unlock, I believe, but we're getting brand new Pokemon, so it's kind of hard to look at it the same from like a shiny hunter's perspective. I mean, like we did get Lechonk and stuff, and there are the unknowns in raids, but once you get a shiny unknown, it kind of makes the rest of them kind of feel less exciting.
Unless you're really going for the collection, but that's another thing.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like nothing's ever gonna be the same as the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it was exciting, but compared to the other ones, I feel like it was kind of held back a little bit. But yeah, it has been a fun event overall.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I don't know
Okay.
if it was too well thought out. I know that it's kind of like a pattern when it comes down to the Ultra Unlocks now. It's like once we actually unlock it after the Global Vest, we have something that's gonna be brand new or something like that, and people are gonna get excited about. I don't mind new Pokemon releases through it. I just feel like this could have been just a regular seasonal event, just to really put in Paldea in it. Now, of course, one of the things that we should really think about is that Paldea we're skipping a generation, like we're skipping Gen 8 completely, in its entirety, because we technically had it for the Ultra Unlock last time, and we had Seishin and Samacenta and all those things, which we're a little more excited when we got them.
Literal legendaries.
Yeah, literal legendaries. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like these releases of after the Ultra Unlocks shouldn't really be like the biggest part of the Ultra Unlock, because we got something after everything that we did during the Global. We should have gotten like something that really pans out. Now, of course, new shinies will always be a good, a welcome addition. Lechonk and Bombardier, but I don't know. I feel like the choices weren't as great. I mean, everybody was going for the shiny pig, no matter what. But I don't know.
Hunt.
But I don't know. I still feel like this type of release could have been a little bit different and then give us something better. Now they are kind of running out of regional Pokemon, so they can never be the same as when we had the first Ultra Unlock and everything.
And they can't give us too many at once either.
Yeah.
Or else it'll really diminish the value.
Plus, they're
of
really running out of ideas
of them.
quickly than anything. So,
Yeah.
but it's not bad. If you go to the Pokédex, you'll also see the entirety of the Pokédex of Paldea in there. But yeah, it's just one of those things that could have been better. It's not a bad event. I'm not gonna say it's not a bad. It was a bad event. Technically, a nice little reward, but it could have been more. And I felt like things like Gen 8 could have been actually added a little bit better than that. Just for those reasons. But again, we have another 100 Pokemons in Gen 8, and then whatever we have here in Paldea, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a
A
while.
few before that too.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Yeah, we haven't gotten all the Gen 7 Pokemon yet either.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like saying like Volcarona is a thing, and then of course we finally got it or
Yeah.
something after completing that part of the Pokédex. But regardless of how it may be, I think that it's a good event. Just it could have been something better. There could have been more. But that also, we're talking about with somebody who has not been able to actually attend all the in-person and global events, or at least the ones that I could be able to go. So during those times, it's just in itself just an amazing experience, but tiring. But and then after getting that, it's just getting like extra experience and Stardust and all that. If it would have been, the release of a brand new mechanic with it, maybe, or an increase in level cap, then that makes it a little more like intuitive to say it's
That'd be kind of
ready.
like too good, honestly.
Right, but with the bonuses we had, and I'm not talking 10 more levels because that would be insane. And trust me that I'm not ready for that grind once it gets here. I would say maybe an extra 5 levels would be nice, something like that, so people are a little more staggered to actually complete them or something like that. Or even just Zygarde itself. I mean, Zygarde would have been nice to actually release outside of the regular
Yeah.
route things and everything.
Yeah, boost the Zygarde cells from routes even would be
Yeah,
decent.
yeah. So again, it's a good event. Just could have been more, but that's why I got us all like. Anyways, we can continue talking about that, but we're already 23 minutes into the podcast and we still haven't gotten to the news. So let's get to some news there, brother. Research topics of today. Chris, what we got? The first one?
Yeah. The first one is a new Com Day coming up, and if you haven't heard, the September Com Day is Grubbin. Some people like it, some people aren't really into it. I think it's a good shiny. Vikavolt is a great shiny, so
Oh yeah.
I think it's definitely gonna be a good one. When is this Com Day gonna take place? Well, it takes place on Saturday, September 23rd, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Grubbin is the larva Pokemon, and yeah, I personally I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for it too. What is going to happen is Vikavolt, the full evolution, is going to have a featured attack of Volt Switch as the fast attack, and you can only evolve it from a magnetic lure. And you can evolve it either during the event or up to 5 hours afterwards, and it will have the quick attack of Volt Switch, which in trainer battles is going to do 12 power, and then gyms and raids it's going to do 14. I don't think they're changing it; they're just saying it what it is. The event bonuses: 3 times XP for catching Pokemon, 2 times XP. 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, and that's going to be really good if you haven't already got a lot of Grubbin.
Yeah. Right.
2 times, 2 times chance for trainers level 31 and up to receive candy extra large for catching Pokemon. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours. I do think this is actually a good time to lay down a magnetic lure. I would lay it down near the end of the event though. Incense, excluding daily adventure incense, activated during the event, will last for 3 hours. Take a few Snapchats. I'm just thinking about Snapchat. Take a few snapshots during Community Day for a surprise. I believe it's 3, right?
5.
It's always, man, I always only do 3. One additional special trade can be made for a maximum of 2 for the day, and then trades will require 50 less Stardust. the only ones that are going to be available after the 3 hour event period is going to be the Stardust and the trades. So keep that in mind. Those are going to be available from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. for the trade exclusive ones.
Yeah.
The bonus raid battles after Community Day. So from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. local time, you'll be able to do a special 4-star raid of.
Charge the bug.
Yeah, it should be the middle one, right?
Yeah,
Charge
charge the bug. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I didn't scroll enough. Charge Bug is hilarious. I don't think it's gonna be too hard to beat, even as a 4-star. So get what you can, especially if you were too late to partake in the normal calm day experience. And yeah, time to research. Time to research awarding one magnetic lore will be available between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. local time. I'm glad they extended it. That's honestly really nice. Even though it's just one, that's all you need to evolve all your charge bugs. So nothing to complain there. Field research, September community. Dude, they got a lot for this comp day. September community themed field research will be available. Catch Grubbin to earn rewards such as additional encounters with Grubbin, Stardust, Ultra Balls, and more. We already knew this, but I think it's for the new people. You know, always excited for the encounters with the higher IVs. So you get the higher Shundo chance.
Yep.
Web store exclusive community deals. Trainers can purchase the Ultra Community Day box at an exclusive discount from the Pokemon Go web store. Okay. Pokestop showcases. Be on the lookout for showcases at different Pokestops during Grubbin Community Day. All the Pokestops that have showcases, they usually, I think, always repeat having a showcase. So be on the lookout to put in your extra large Grubbins and Vikavolt. So stickers, you'll be able to get event-themed stickers by spinning Pokestops, opening gifts, and purchasing them from the in-game shop. I'll be real, these bugs aren't that cute, but I do like the Vikavolt carrying the Charger Bug. I think that's kind of funny.
I know, right? Yeah, so that's the standard community day that we have for the month. Grubbin, I want to say it's not exciting. I mean, the shiny is exciting.
It's a new shiny, but yeah,
is.
it's nothing crazy.
I mean, even talking PvP wise, Pick of Audition doesn't really take too much advantage from the move. However, though, the ability to have evolve into Chatterbug, that's actually make it a little bit liable. And it looks like Chatterbug itself will only have the community day move. So if you're not evolving at least a Chatterbug that's good into at least that's the middle evolution and things like that, you probably won't get it again. So this is the first time they're kind of doing this kind of thing, where now they have technically added to other middle evolutions before. However, there were regular moves that you don't have to elite TM them from. I believe Grubbin's evolution to Chatterbug will only be available if you do it during the community day hours. So
that is interesting. I missed that.
Yeah. So, and it even says right here, it's like evolve a Chatterbug while near Mediclure to 5 hours of the event, and to get a pickable that knows fast attack Chatterbug, grabbing that evolves into Chatterbug during that period. During that period, will also know both suits. So, two different types of Pokemons. One of them benefits better than the other, although I'm surprised that the middle evolution does better than that. But yeah, no, it's the first time that we see a second stage evolution that actually gets a community day move, yet you're not able to really take advantage of it outside of the event hours. So I guess it's one good thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like FOMO if you don't actually remember that you can also get in the middle evolution. And then you evolve it after 10 and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah, I will say usually the people that that do like the shiny families for like the living decks, I think they're gonna like accidentally do well with this.
Yeah,
because they'll have a few of the middle evolution.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with the showcases, time research. Although I'm kind of interested in what it says here. Time research awarding one molecular, which I don't know why it's only one, because we need
Well,
more
that's
than
all
that.
you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Because if you lay down one and you lay it down either before or after the event, you'll be able to evolve all of them.
Yeah.
Because I doubt you're gonna have more than 30. Is it 30 minutes for the lore? Normally,
Yeah.
or is it an hour?
I think
Because I think it's 30.
I think it's 30. Well, let me check really, because it's been a while since I
And
really seen
like,
that.
yeah, I doubt it's gonna take 30 minutes to evolve all the Vikavolt you want to evolve.
Yeah.
But I recommend laying it down. If it ends at 5, I would lay it down at 450,
It actually says it
and
ends at
then
10.
it should stay there.
The molecular lures technically go until 10. Plus the community name move goes all the way to 10.
Well, that's just for the that's for grabbing the magnetic lure.
Oh yeah. That too.
Yeah, but if they lay it down at 450, it should be there until 750.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, obviously, only put it down if you're gonna like really benefit from it. You want to sit there and catch the Pokemon from the magnetic lure. But if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah. No, definitely. So when it comes down to it, that's how you will look at it. Maybe shiny whistle? No. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's grabbing. Like I said, I do like the shiny, both and all his stage evolutions. They
Yeah,
really have some
even
really
Charjabug, honestly.
Yeah, I just like turning like bright red for that. That's actually pretty cool. And then Bikable just has like that cool in between colors with the gray and everything. So what am I getting it by? Oh, above the deer. Okay, never mind. Nah, I'm good. I won't go too hard on it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll be good.
I might be maxed out for remotes today. I'll be real.
I'm in single incubator right now, brother. That's how bad it is right now. Like, I don't want to buy any more coins. Just trying to save a little bit of money right now.
To be fair, the eggs aren't as crazy as they could be right now.
That too. Until at least after the event, when we get free bets in 10k eggs and then the starters in 5. So, what did I say? Anyhow, let's go into the next part of our research topics of the day. And the next one will be Oddish Research Day. Okay.
What an odd research day.
Well, this is when it's happening. Sunday, September 17th from 2 to 5 p.m., which I actually thought it was a Saturday, so I guess I could probably do it if I wanted to. I really don't care about Oddish anyways. Field research tags will be available to spin in photos for this at Pokestop. I know, right? Complete them to encounter Oddish. If you're lucky, you may get a shiny one. Event bonuses 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemons and an increased chance of finding XX small and XX large Oddish. Which is cool. The wild encounters for this event: Paras, Venonat, Bellsprout, Shroomish, Roselia, Catnia, Fungus, and then Bouncy.
Wait. Wild Oddish may be carrying a Sunstone?
Yes. Wild Oddish.
That is a great addition.
Yeah. I get it. They're kind of like doing this kind of like, and since Rayquaza and other Pokemons can really carry those kind of items, it's like holding that item for the things that you need.
That's actually huge.
It is, especially for some type of evolutions. It's not like we use evolution items that often, but we still will be nice to have them every now and then, you know?
Yeah, we got to delete them all the time, too.
Yeah. The difference is that before they would do things like a time research to say, catch this many Oddishes and you'll get rewarded with 2 or 3 of those Sunstones when it comes down to it. Now, they're implementing it with the Pokemon itself, which is something that we really talk about for the reason that it seemed like a feature that was being added thanks to, carving and Rayquaza able to actually get half the item itself, the meteorite or the mega energy for those kind of things. Kind of seems interesting, but nice addition to it. I know a lot of people are excited for Oddish. Now, why Oddish? A lot of people really question why Oddish as a research day. It's been a shiny for a long time. We had Gotor, we had all those things. Why Oddish at this point? Well, blame the Pokemon Company. There was a little series for the TCG called Path to the Peak, which one of the main characters Pokemons for that was Oddish. And Oddish, took her to Worlds and all those things, and whatever the case may be. Watch it if you like. It's out on YouTube. You can watch it, all the episodes. So we're kind of having like an Oddish month. And all the social media for Pokemon and Pokemon TCG and Pokemon Go and everything, they're kind of like banding together for this kind of thing. So you see those kind of weird like trailers and things like that. Plus, of course, part of the Path of Peak, the series and all that. So Pokemon Go, join in the fun. And
dude, they were just trying to keep Oddish as far away from April as they could because they didn't want any 420 jokes.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, so Oddish technically will be that. Again, play it as you may be. This is probably the best way to actually say if you want to play it, but it's not like a FOMO kind of deal. Yes, it will be nice to get the Shando because of it, but we'll have plenty of opportunity in the future.
Yeah, I'll be real. I'll be hunting Paris and Fungus more than
that Paris for the Stardust and the Fungus for the Shiny.
Honestly, Shiny for both.
Yeah.
But both of them are definitely a good catch.
Plus, you get 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon, so that's a lot of Stardust, y'all. It's a lot of Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust.
But yeah, it is how it is. Again, not a super excited day event or mini event, I guess I should say. Between that and the community day, I feel like community day is a little bit better, but that's because, repeat shiny. It's kind of one of those things. And then finally, we do have information about the Psychic Spectacular event, which is back for another year. Once again, I mean, it's been a while since we really had something like this anyways. Trainers, you read our minds. The Psychic Spectacular event is back with a new time research collection challenge rates and more. When is this happening? Wednesday, September 20, which is, I believe, next week. Yes. At 10 a.m. to Sunday, September 24 at 8 p.m. local time. So kind of like a short event because it's like, 4 days at best.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. The bonuses for the event is increased experience for successfully catching Pokemon with a Corvo throw. Not even including just nice, excellent, or great. Just a Corvo throw in real. So
yeah, but you also got to catch them too. No, I'm joking.
But just practice. That's all there is to it. Time research. Fighting Spectacular time research focus on the Corvo throws will be available at no cost throughout the event. And then to complete the research task to earn encounters with Solosis, which is the brand new shiny to be released throughout this event.
Super good shiny.
Yes. While encounters, we have Abra, Slowpoke, Drowsy, Execute, Girafarid, Ralts, Meditite, Spoink, Gatita, Solosis, and Elgyem. Out of every single one of them, only Gatita is not shiny throughout this event.
Yeah, I thought Gothita was going to be one of the ones they released for this.
I was thinking the same, but it is what it is. I'm actually kind of glad Solosis got some love here.
I'd rather Solosis anyways.
Yeah. Some trainers might even encounter the following: Galarian Ponyta, Galarian Slowpoke, and Bronson, your very favorite. And that's the lucky ones. Anyways, they're also shiny. So again, Gatita still being the only one that's not being shiny. So take it as you may will. The following Pokemon will appear in raids: Unknown P, S, and I, and Esper. However, though, these unknowns will not have its shiny availability to it. So if you're just looking to complete the unknown decks, I suggest do the one that you need. After that, do not even care about doing another one.
If they're trying to spell out Psychic, why wouldn't it be PSY?
I don't know.
Because all it makes me think of is PISS.
Right. Anyways, 3-star raids. We have Alolan Raichu, Galarian Mr. Mime, and Hisuian Bravery. Not a bad lineup. Alolan Raichu definitely has been an eluded shiny for me. And then Galarian Mr. Mime, of course, is a welcome addition to being outside of regular events,
Psychic is pretty loaded when it comes to shinies. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for these 3 stars.
Then, 5 stars. Genesect with the Burn Drive will be available until September 23rd at 10 a.m. local time, which also can be shiny. So this is another shiny release for Genesect when it comes down to it with a new drive. Then Raikou entered in Suicune will be available in 5-star race starting on September 23rd at 10 a.m. local time until whenever they end it, I guess. I'm not sure when. And then Mega Raids. Mega Gardevoir will be back again in Mega Raids. So it looks like Galate will still get the back foot on this one.
Gardevoir's better. It's okay.
Then we have some 7K eggs shake up throughout it. Solosis hatch from the eggs will be greater chance of being shiny Pokemon than Solosis found in the wild. Bullshit. Anyways. Yeah, I'm not falling for that anymore.
You know, maybe they finally fixed it as I put on my clown makeup. I don't know. Maybe it is higher.
Oh god.
But you know, it could be just one check sooner than in the wild, and that would still count. So I don't know.
It is how it is. Ah, goodness gracious, drowsing. Okay. Field research tax encounters. So, you know, Pokemons like Kadabra, Galarian Slowpoke, Wobbuffet, Metan, Solosis, and Inkay will be available in field research tags. And if you can also complete some for Mega Energy, for Mega Alakazam, Slowbro, Gardevoir, and Metachan. I still don't understand why they can't just give us the shiny when they have events like this for like second stage evolutions or things like that, you know?
I don't know. They've only done that on really rare occasions.
Yeah.
And the only justification that I can think of on their end is, oh, we don't want the rare shinies to run from people. But my thought process has always been like, you know, regular shinies can run, like the baby shinies can run in the wild. I'm sure a lot of people out there have had a shiny run on them. So, you know, we'd rather find the evolved shiny than, you know, not see one at all.
Yeah.
But then, like, they've also been releasing the megas with the shinies, so, you know, it's weird. But, yeah, shiny Inkay and the Matangs are going to be my grind, because that extra large for the Metagross from a quest is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Collection challenge. So, complete it to receive Mega Energy for Psychic type Pokemon Stardust and experience. So, not even an encounter. It is what it is. And then showcases. Psychic Spectacular, where you can enter Spoink. Spoink Pocket event.
Huh?
Yeah, Spoink will be part of the collection challenge. Or, I'm sorry, the Pokésub showcases.
Okay.
Why Spoink?
They're like, we need to make you care about Spoink again.
Nobody cares even now.
Yeah, hey, they just had Lechonk in showcases. It's time for the other pig.
It would have been better just to put Solosis. I mean, everybody's gonna hunt it anyways. Niantic. Just
unless
Niantic.
They're doing both, maybe. I don't know. It's probably just Spoink though.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems okay. I mean, the new shiny Solosis is pretty cool. I do like Solosis shiny and this evolution line in the end of the day. So I guess it's an okay event. It's a short event as it is. I don't know why it's as short as it should be. But again, the month is technically almost over. We're halfway through the month already. So that's kind of crazy. It's going to be October. And then everybody's going to go crazy over October. At the same time, you know, it's kind of nice to say that it's just short enough as it is for the reason that September is kind of like the downfall after Go Fest. So we definitely could keep it that way in the end of the day. So then, you know, October is going to be another grind fest anyways. Right, Chris?
Yeah.
It's funny enough, though. Psychic Pokemons are not as popular as Ghost-like Pokemons.
Not as popular what?
As Ghost-like Pokemon.
You know, I can honestly, I like to call myself like a psychic type trainer, and I gotta agree, ghost types are pretty hype.
Yeah. So it is how it is. So that's basically it for the news. We do have one more thing to talk about, but we're actually gonna talk about this in our PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. Hiya. So also thank you very much for everybody who has actually joined us to the live stream today. You know, Kionic, Zach, and Manny. Thank you so much for joining us once again. GBL meta has switched a little bit. I know we just got out of Great League. We are now in Ultra League.
Skytech bad.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I run some interesting teams in Great League when it came down to it. Right now, Ultra League is kind of just plaguing Steelix. Either you have a Steelix or you're going against the Steelix. That's basically the only lineup that you're going against it. Ultra League has been kind of like a little more like fun for a lot more people. Surprisingly, which, Great League has always been the one that everybody wants. But I feel like the accessibility is getting there for a lot of the people out there. So it is how it is. And then what else? What else is going on right now in the Ultra League? An Element Cup Recup or Element Cup Remix. Yeah, I'm not even touching that. So I think Chris doesn't even have a team anymore thanks to all the bannings.
I for what league?
Element Cup Remix.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's not Great League, I don't really do cups.
Yeah, I mean, so you're just playing Ultra League at this point.
Yeah, I do like Ultra League.
Yeah, it's fun. I did get a good Ultra League. What's the bug Pokemon that looks like a knight? Scavenger.
Yeah, Escavalier is
Escavalier.
the Carablast evolution.
Yeah. So Escavalier. I actually got like a really good rank one somehow. So I finally got a good one for Ultra League.
Yeah. As long as you can keep it away from fire types, golden.
Charizard plagues on me. Anyways, so I guess it's not bad. Now, there is one more thing that we want to talk about. It's kind of blowing up in the last few days, and it's been kind of like wary when it comes down to it. Now, at first it was Poké, which, if you don't know, Poké is kind of like a controversial topic around the community out there. Thank you very much, Ganta. Anyways, he posted it about somebody actually using a bot in Discord where whenever you get matched up with somebody in GBL, you get to see his teams and movesets. Basically, cheating, Thank you, Ganta. And I know this is a little bit of a heavy topic. Psionic actually retweeted it, so it's kind of been like wary for it. And now the entire PvP community has been wary of this quote-unquote exploit. I would say just straight out cheating when it comes down to it, but regardless of how it may be. And it was technically brought to light. I don't know how long this type of bot has been out, but it was finally made aware of his attention to somebody. I think the creator of the bot actually said that he took down the bot entirely. But that doesn't mean that, other people can just take the bot or something and then just go ahead and use it anyways. I think the Discord server had like 3,000 people in the server, so I know it's been going around. And then, of course, places like Pokemon Go Hub, and, they were actually, making announcements and saying, hey, we know that this is a pretty big thing, and Niantic go ahead and, band together about doing something like this. I don't even know what they can really do. There's always a bot for something. We had bots for Hondos, we had bots for rare spawns, we have bots for PvP IVs. It's not uncommon to see these types of exploits in the game because people out there actually make them and people use them, regardless how it may be. It's how you want to use it. I mean, I understand this is part of breaking terms of services, but it's however you want to use it. In the end of the day, when I say we use it every time, but it's one of the things now. When it comes to PvP, because it is such a grand scale now that it's in the play Pokemon and things like that, it just feels wrong. And I think Chris has some very good sayings about this too. I just feel like this kind of thing just makes the game somewhat unplayable, at least in the PvP aspect, because there's no point of really going against somebody that's just going to load your entire lineup and you're just going to lose right out in the end of the day,
Yeah, I'd honestly compare it to the Melmetal exploit, which I believe they said happened in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys don't know about it or don't remember it, it was where Melmetal and I believe a few other Pokemon like Leafeon were able to get an exceptionally large amount of energy in a very short amount of time to where they'd be able to spam charge moves very, very much faster than they would normally. And it would just make battling those trainers really, really annoying, and it would just be disheartening to want to play a ranked game
Yeah.
with
Now,
that going on.
there is one thing that we also have to know. We have hundreds of players out there in GPL. It does not just us. It's not just in the United States. It's the entire world playing the game.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that it's definitely a bad thing when it comes down to this kind of exploit sheet code. When it comes down to the competitives of GPL, especially for leaderboards and things like that. It's not like the biggest part of the community is gonna take this side and saying, "Hey, this is something that people want to use for kind of thing." Like nobody's gonna ever say that, And in the end of the day, I just want to just iterate: is this straight out cheating? If you use this kind of bot, I feel like you're just putting yourself in a bigger foot than Niantic is gonna look into you, no matter how much you look at it. Now, there is one thing that to note: Pokemon Go Hub made an article about it and talked about what Psyonic did and Poke talked about and all those things. Just recently, actually today, as I recorded the podcast, they took down the article. Two reasons. One, Niantic asked for the article to be taken down. Now, this was asked. It was not forced, just like they mentioned. They agreed to the decision of taking it down for two reasons. One, Niantic is aware, so they are working on trying to get a fix about this kind of exploit. And then they did not want people to be aware by the biggest media out there from Pokemon Go about the exploit itself.
Yeah. So more
Twitter,
people would use
yeah.
it.
So Twitter, Instagram, Reels, whatever the case may be. When it comes down to this type of announcement, when you have like the biggest people actually talking about it, not just the PvP community or the PvP content creators, but if like articles like Pokemon Go Hub have something like this open up, and then somebody search for it, then that means it's spreading out a lot faster than it should have. By taking it down, we're kind of trying to avoid the biggest part about this is that we don't want people to really know about this. We want it just to like let it blow over and have Niantic really work on a fix to better understand that GBL will be its own core, play of Pokemon PvP. Hopefully, striking down the people who actually made the bots, but you can't really say they're gonna go over like 0.5% of the community out there because they started using this kind of exploit when it comes down to it. Niantic will know, and it's not impossible. I just think that it need to be made aware of that something like this could happen because people are desperate for different many things. One, to probably desperate because they never win in GVL. Two, they just want the easy way out. And three, just right out, have no lives when it comes down to it. So, and again, I'm not dissing the people's lives and things like that when if they use those kind of bots. It just feels like that you're just putting yourself in a position where you're just gonna lose respect. It's just a respectable thing to not use this kind of thing. And I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, I wish that would be a little more of an announcement for Niantic. But regardless of how it may be, knowing that Pokemon Go Hub actually agreed with the decision and everything, I know they're at least they're part of it. And I myself like even tweeted out to like Mine Storansko about it and be like, hey, are you aware that the community's outcry about this kind of thing? Kind of like that. But I'm not the one to spam everything about it because in the end of the day, I feel like it only could happen to those people that play the game every day in GBL every day because there will be at least one person out of 10, maybe out of 20, maybe out of 100 that will use it just for their own benefit. That's really my take on it.
Yeah, something I think is interesting too is it also works in regular PvP. So like if I battled you and I had the Discord bot or whatever it is, it would tell me what you're using.
Yeah.
With the movesets, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
I'll say what Zionic said in his video. Feel free to check it out and look up his channel if you want to check it out. But he said it was really weird to him that the Discord was able to somehow read the game and like get all this information.
Yeah. I mean,
So it makes you wonder like what they need to change for that to get fixed.
I don't know, some
Because
security code or
it's not
something.
reading
Yeah,
your
so
game; it's reading the opponent's game. It's so weird.
it is, and it's just interesting how it's possible to do this kind of thing. But we have seen it all when it comes down to cheating in Pokemon Go, like or even exploits in Pokemon Go. So it's not unlikely to say that somebody took the time to look into like the in-game code and be like, how do you determine what your opponent has, what your opponent brought, the moves, maybe the IVs, I don't know, whatever the case may be. When it comes down to it, it just feels that person, or at least a group of people, I don't know how many people were into this, just decided to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this and just rat out, work my way to number one in the leaderboard or something like that. I don't know, because you can't really do this and play Pokemon events because they're always watching you anyways.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. You're putting yourself in a bad position when it comes down to it. Maybe for the rewards, maybe for the things, but who knows? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out to light because I know it's been a topic in the community for the last few days. But do you have anything else to say about it, Chris? Anything more to add to it?
Not really. If you're really worried about it, like in the long run, even if your opponent knows your team, it is still possible to win, in my opinion. So I would keep battling,
Yeah.
especially if you like GBL.
Yeah, because the game is not just about rock, paper, scissors. Just because your opponent knows
Yeah.
your team, because we know that, in play Pokemon events and things like that, this could happen. It's more like how well you can get out of those situations. Once again,
Yeah, they still don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because like they can assume your team and your moves, and they can still be wrong too.
yeah. So it's not 100% foolproof because there's still skill in the game that actually shows that even an exploit like this can be avoided by just having good skill from somebody who just uses it to have a little bit of an advantage from the beginning or things like that. People have had, even like the best players out there have had the worst outcomes in the entire world and still made through a win from those moments. So it is what it is. I'll just leave it at that. If you guys, just go to Twitter. I mean, everybody's talking about it, but I'm not saying go out looking for this kind of thing. Again, it is breaking terms of services as big as possible. To start using it, you are subject to have your account fully terminated with no reason or banning at all. So be very careful. And yeah, good luck, because again, you can always do better. I think that's it, right, Chris? Anything else to add?
That's all I can think.
Yeah. I don't think there's gonna be no much news until next week, anyways. For anything else, since we already have the spectacular event announced and everything, so we may have something else before the end of the month. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But if not, then we'll be start preparing for Halloween, and that's 2 weeks from now. We'll see how it goes, y'all. Once again, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you're here in the stream, thank you so much for joining us. If you are listening to us in podcast services feeds, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, thank you so much for listening. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Our social medias, anything for the podcast, Purified Podcasts, or at Purified Podcasts. We also have myself at Pure Let It Go, Chris at PKMN Trigger Please with a Z at the end, or PLZ, I guess I should say. Email purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. Join our Discord if you'd like to, and check us out at the purifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. Chris, if you have nothing else to add for the night, take us away for the night.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say extra is get excited to hatch Frigibacks from 10-kilometer eggs. I don't think it's going to be that common, but get ready. It's not really in there yet, but it will be. And, get out there, get playing, get the new Pokemon, get Hondos, have fun. And we'll catch you guys probably next week, where hopefully we got even more news for you guys. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.